Hello. Hi all. Hi all. Do not look at my fat. My stomach, okay? My stomach and my body bring three gorgeous, beautiful, smart, perfect, intelligent little boys into this world. One of which, hold on. One of which is an absolute genius and a mature, grown adult man. So I quite possibly could have been a grandmother last year or the year before because my children are obviously sexually active because like one of them are grown. And when y'all come for my body, when y'all body shame me, and I'm big on saying yous, but because I watch so many videos from Floridians, I say y'all. But that's not like technically, grammatically, like how I even speak. But with all that nonsense being said and all that nonsense aside, basically, my stomach, my scars, my C-section scars, my stretch marks, my weight, my skin, my body, my breasts, my booty, my boobies, my stomach, none of that should ever be a topic in anybody's conversation, especially if you're body shaming me. And why I'm bringing this up is there was a lot of feedback on my Facebook post about Erin Royer. Rest in peace to Erin Royer. She was a habitual shoplifter, a drug court participant, and she came from a rich and wealthy family. So like I was living in Seaside Heights or like the first street of Seaside Park, basically in the ghetto, and she was living in Lavalette, pretty much like a rich, bougie, like uppity area. But because I was working at two establishments, a restaurant and a fast food place, at the same damn time, Erin Royer would come and get coffee from one of the places. And prior to those places, that restaurant, those restaurants, or that fast food joint, Dunkin' Donuts, okay? Erin Royer and I worked at Capriccio's by the Sea. I was actually going to wear my Capriccio's by the Sea sweatshirt for this video, just to like, you know, for nostalgic purposes. Anybody in Ocean County might remember Kenny, the owner. But, yeah, basically she was working there as a bartender. At the time she had like a broken arm. Her boyfriend was working there. He was smoking crack with like the owner, and basically like she was sniffing blues out of straws while cashing out her money. And I was like, oh wow, I had 3 years clean, and like I had a crush on this girl, Shay, Princess Shay, for those of you that do or don't know her. And she had a whole boyfriend who looked like a man, obviously because I said boyfriend, but her boyfriend was a girlfriend, and her name was King. And basically we all worked together with one of my very good friends who was famous, Inf. Shout out to Inf Grizzy. And like we basically were all like working this square-ass job, but all had either a history of selling drugs, drug abuse, prostitution, jail, institutions, and we were all pretty much outside of like two of us trying to make it as artists. And basically I was in a very I was in a relationship, a long-term relationship, and I was clean and sober for 3 years, so a whole year longer than I am today. And like at 27 months clean, I had gotten into a verbal altercation with the love of my life, and I was feeling some type of way. That's why I bring up like my body in the beginning of this video, because a lot of times females, when I speak on my personal relationships with men, long-term relationships, not just like flings, the first thing that they bring up is like my stomach and my scars. And basically Erin Royer was really good at like shoplifting, and she basically was selling things like sunglasses, makeup, clothing, and things that I so desperately needed for a low price. And also, obviously, she was the plug. She was having sex with a doctor in like Newark or Patterson, Passaic, Jersey City, one of those towns, and she was about to sign on the drug court, and she wanted to be a nurse, and she was a self-proclaimed like I know what like medications are good, which ones are bad, and like she was more so like older than me, so she was like mothering me, but also she was trying to peddle Xanax, ADD medication, Roxasets, and you know what I'm saying, whatever, to me, and be a street pharmacist while trying to become a nurse. She was also waiting for hella long to collect disability, so she didn't have a job. So what I'm trying to get at is like her selling narcotics and shoplifting and selling it on the street was basically her primary income, and she was in and out of jail so much and so often for stealing that they put her on drug court. And she and I were both on maintenance programs, so like with working around that, her being my direct contact for like alcoholic beverages when my table would order them, and seeing Shay, like my girl crush, partaking in opiate use in the bathroom consistently, and watching how like King would kind of like bust her ass just like I would, but she was using drugs regularly, and like how they had this whole little clique with our boss. I said I love you to the love of my life, long-term relationship, and he did not say I love you back. He had some choice words to say to me that I did not like, and I used it as an excuse to relapse while working at Capriccio's by the Sea. And basically, like, I do regret it, but that was 5 years ago, and Erin and I became pretty close because, like I said, she was the plug, and what had happened was I was making a lot of money in Lavalette, serving people alcohol, and I was seeing how much fun, like, they were having. There was a lot of money involved, and it was a Monday afternoon, and I decided to have Erin Royer come to my job because she was no longer working there. What happened was like she threw something at a customer at the bar, got herself fired, and she came in with her sugar daddy and her child, who was 4 or so at the time, little boy, and she delivered me like 15 Xanax bars and some ADD medication, Adderall, and she also delivered me some opiates. So I was in the bathroom using these narcotics intravenously, and a young lady named Kelly happened to look like underneath the stall, saw me putting a needle in the tampon thingy, and Crystal Pastor and some girl that worked at the place, I can't think of her damn name right now, Shayna. They started a group chat and said, hey, like, so-and-so saw you do this in the bathroom, are you okay? And I said, no, I'm starting to give up, meaning like legally, you know, like the court system. And what they did was, while I was working, they called Shoreline and Pests. Mad ambulances showed up at my job. I had all kinds of drugs in my locker, and I was looking good. My body was looking right. I was biking like 3 miles a day or more every day, so like I was very fit, looking good, feeling good. And I had a sugar daddy who I didn't have to sleep with, who was a police officer. All he wanted to do was look at my feet, and then he would take me to Macy's. So I was also palling around with a girl named Jenny Week, who was trying to sleep with my man, and I was going through a lot, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, even though like my body was looking good and I had access to all these drugs and I had all these friends. I also had a homegirl who I got a job there. She had like triple D breasts. She was actually a stripper, Anne-Marie Massapistro, and she wanted my quote-unquote sugar daddy, who I never slept with. So they were all banding together to throw me under the bus and get me put into the psychiatric unit, mainly so that they could go to my apartment and fuck my man. But it all backfired because like he's a good dude and he's not into drugs or whatever. So, you know, I was calling him from like the phone in Shoreline, and like she showed up to my house trying to sleep with him, and like, you know, I just learned a lot. So my girlfriend Danielle, she lived up the street. She used to drive a Beamer, a Benz. She had money too. She lived in the Seaside Park section of, you know, like Seaside Heights, Seaside Park, Lavalette, Wortley. And all this took place in a short period of time where like Danielle died, Aaron died, Shay and King, I don't know what happened to them, but like they broke up. They got new boyfriends or girlfriends, went into sober living, and now I be seeing King nodding out in ShopRite at the self-checkout. But like, all that to say, this used to be my regular, normal, everyday friend group and life, and all of it revolved around sex, drugs, money, and illegal activities. And basically, like, I had a girlfriend named Jamie. She was also living in a welfare motel around the corner from me. And, like, when shit got sticky, you know what I mean? Like, she turned on me, and, like, I basically never understood how, like, she was on welfare, living in a welfare motel, working off the books, getting all kinds of tattoos, but, like, the state was paying for her everything, her phone, her food, and I just started to become very bitter and angry towards these type of trash bags, SEUM bags, and I started to pay more attention to my man because, like, at this point in time, he was the only person in my life that wasn't a drug addict, wasn't a D-bag, wasn't sleeping around, and, like, you know, to this day, he's my only solid, real influence as far as, like, regular people and not, like, counselors and stuff like that. But I'm making this video because Erin Royer, the one who died of a drug overdose and tried to sleep on my man, I loved her like a sister. And when she was doing crazy, outrageous, outlandish stunts on Facebook and in and out of jail, her mugshot was all over. And I DM'd her. I said, "Hey girl, you good?" Question mark. And she proceeded to speak negatively about my body. Now, here I am in 2023 washing my dishes in my home, thinking about, you know, what workout I'm going to do this afternoon to grow my glutes and to, you know what I'm saying, get rid of this stubborn belly fat. And Erin is dead. And all I meant by the Facebook post was like, 1 minute you think you're on top of the world because you're high. And you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, and the next minute, you're dead. To be quite honest with you, I worked extremely hard for what I have, and I'm still working hard every single day. And right now, I'm going to therapy. I just got assigned a therapist after 20 months of being on a waiting list. And I am in the mood to smack a bitch. The reason why is because there's a group of people at ShopRite in Bayville who can't keep my name out their mouth. And basically, they wrote statements as if they were at a police department. They wrote statements as if, you know what I'm saying, their freedom was on the line, as if they were about to do hella time in, like, prison. And I don't condone it because I've been through so much in my life. I've been alcohol-free, drug-free. I do not break the law. I don't hurt myself. I don't hurt others. And I guess, like, maybe for some people, they hate on that because they come to work reeking like alcohol, dragging ass, and I'm running circles around them, you know what I'm saying, off my C4, you know what I'm saying, looking good, feeling good. And I'm, from now on, like, you know what I'm saying, moving forward, any place I work at, any school I go to, any activity I participate in, I am not even gonna go back and forth with motherfuckers. I'm simply gonna start either A, calling the cops, or B, snitching like these little old motherfuckers do. Because how can 3 grown adults, right, gang up on me? One a female, one of them was a male, I'm a female. He's like 6'1", 220, and then 2 women who are grandmothers gang up on me, and then turn around and say, it's her, and have a whole corporation back them up just on account of my tattoos and my past history. I didn't put my hands on anybody. I didn't call anybody any names. I didn't disrespect anyone. I didn't drink. I didn't do drugs. I didn't steal anything. And at the end of the day, that's why I need therapy. Because I think back to all these other fake friends. I think back to jail. I think back to, you know what I'm saying, like, other places where I worked where they just let shit go. And I take a look at myself and I'm like, damn, shorty, like, you lit. You came a long way. You're doing the damn thing. And if, like, anything I'm going through now, like, even remotely could compare to my past, I have to look at that and say, all right, what's my future going to look like? So I wanted to come on here and say, be real, be transparent, keep it a buck, and if you are in recovery, talk about it and help other people, because at the end of the day, I am who I say I am, and I am not going to compromise my freedom and my integrity over a bitch who I know is not solid and can't fight. So, Sue Adams, Teresa Lowe's, Luce, whatever the fuck your name is, Manny, aka Fuquan, all y'all motherfuckers is fake as fuck, and you could kiss my motherfucking ass.